We got a big weekend of some very positive vibes coming in. We have a 2-day double dose Sun-Jupiter conjunction that is going to be happening this weekend in the sign of Pisces. This is a really beautiful aspect. We also have Venus and Mars in their pursuit together right now, the divine lovers, the cosmic pair traveling together in the zodiac. Changing signs, coming into the sign of Aquarius on Sunday. Things are going to start moving forward and falling into place, you guys. We got a lot of energy to talk about this weekend. Let's jump into the reports. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Friday, March 4th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the weekend. In this report, I'm going to be talking about the energy for today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and also Sunday, and I will have those timestamps linked in the description box below if you are interested in hopping from day to day to day and checking out the report that way. So let's kick it off and start with what we have going on Friday to open our weekend, you guys. It's been a rough week. It has been a challenging week. We had Venus and Mars coming into an exact conjunction with Pluto this week for our new moon in Pisces. This energy started off very strong, and it is going to continue to unfold in perhaps an intense way all month long. But this weekend, you guys, we are getting a really beautiful dose of some very expansive, positive, hopeful, faithful, trusting, beautiful energy coming down to us. We have the sun, our sun, which rules our consciousness, coming into a conjunction with Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter rules truth. Jupiter rules expansion. Jupiter rules faith. Jupiter rules trust. Jupiter rules knowledge and expanded perception of things. In the sign of Pisces, this is also a very spiritual energy, an expanded spiritual awareness, an expanded spiritual perception. Jupiter and the sun coming together. This should have us feeling really good. This is like all the positive vibes. There really is, out of like all the planetary aspects and configurations that can go on, when Jupiter comes into a conjunction with the sun, this is really like the height of the light, and we're feeling really generally optimistic, pretty upbeat, pretty positive, pretty hopeful about things. Despite what's been going on, there should be something inspiring us, or something giving us hope, or something just making us feel better that is happening this weekend on Friday and on Saturday as well. Even in the midst of everything that we're navigating right now, it's like there's some light that is coming in that is just about to really light us up inside for one reason or another. And this configuration is happening in the sign of Pisces. For one, we want to be very careful when it comes to overindulging with, well, primarily everything with the sun in conjunction to Jupiter. We want to be sure that we're practicing some type of self-discipline under this energy, because it is very expansive and it can just have us wanting to experience everything with this energy in effect, and we might just be having a tendency to overdo it or to overindulge in one way or another. So keeping in mind a sense of self-discipline this weekend under this energy could be beneficial, especially also when it comes to alcohol, because we're dealing with the sign of Pisces, this water sign, or any substances or anything like that, but specifically alcohol. Be careful this weekend, going too far overboard with stuff like that, because this just really makes us feel good and want to celebrate life. This is a very celebratory feeling, and just really want to have a good time. And again, indulge in things, partake in experiences. It has an ability though to also lead to some type of growth for us in terms of our consciousness. This is bringing that conscious awareness. And in the sign of Pisces, if this were going on in Leo or something like that, I'd be yeah, we're probably all going to be really feel like going out and partying this weekend. But in the sign of Pisces, this really actually, it's we may be feeling more of a desire to sort of retreat into some type of spiritual connection, or something that we're learning or gaining a knowledge or gaining awareness or gaining a wisdom about, that is inspiring us in some way or another, or just bringing back that hope, bringing back that faith, bringing back those positive vibes. So definitely a high octave, good feeling energy that we have going on this weekend that should be uplifting us. Also on Friday, we have Venus and Mars coming. They are moving out of exact conjunction with Pluto. So this should be taking the pressure off a little bit. Whatever's been going on in these relationships, these power struggles, these power dynamics, these end of paradigm type situations that we've been navigating and dealing with over this past week or so, possibly further back than that. But things have been really coming to a head. But with Venus and Mars changing degrees, moving to 29 degrees of Capricorn today, this should be taking some of the pressure off. On Friday, we also have our moon moving into the sign of Aries. The moon on Friday will be coming into a conjunction with Chiron. This is the wounded healer, teacher, master archetype that takes us on this hero's journey where we really essentially transmute our states of victimhood into a state of self-mastery and then sort of become like a guiding light to others who are traveling a similar path, similar trajectory. This is an energy that shows us our wounds so that we can grow through them, transcend them, heal them, alchemize them, and come into the state of self-mastery and self-empowerment where we really become co-creators with God and universe of our own experiences going forward because of this state of self-mastery that we are in from healing our own wounds and the wisdom gained through this process. That is what the Chiron archetype, Chiron energetic frequency represents. We have the moon also coming into conjunction with Chiron on Friday. This could be triggering some wounding internally, but with the Jupiter Sun aspect that we have today and this expanded sense of awareness that we might be gaining, I feel like this is more of an emotional healing that might be going on in this energy and that might be being triggered with this. Some things that we've maybe have been dealing with that have been really an emotional struggle over this past few weeks, few months, we may finally be coming to a place where we are gaining this sense of conscious awareness that is leading us to some type of inner healing, some type of inner transmutation, inner alchemization of those lower frequency energy and vibration as a result of that pain, that wounding, that trauma. And also, we have Mars and Venus in the conjunction together, separating themselves from Pluto, moving on from Pluto now. The destruction that needed to be done is essentially complete. And now we're sort of waiting for the cards to fall, sort of say, and just like see how things land as a result of what may have been transpiring over this past week or so. And it's interesting too, because we also have Venus and Mars in that conjunction on Friday at 29 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol or that specific degree described in a symbolic form so that we can just gain more information about what is really going on with the planet placement at this degree in the context of the aspects in this constantly unfolding cosmic astrological story that is constantly and perpetually carrying us through time and space. I'm always looking at the Sabian symbols because they just add an additional layer of clarity in helping us understand and interpret the astrological aspects and energetics. And the Sabian symbol 429 Capricorn, the degree placement of Venus and Mars today as they move together on their little path away from Pluto, whom they have caused to surrender to this empowered and integrated divine feminine, divine masculine frequency that is now dominating the collective of humanity, whether or not we truly feel it and are experiencing it in our physical world. Things need to catch up, but this process has been activated and it is essentially complete, and we are moving on in this new vibration that will take its time to, infiltrate down into our experiences and our actual lived circumstances. However, we do have that Sabian symbol, which I still haven't said, sorry about that, a woman reading tea leaves. That is the position of Mars and Venus today, having just exited that very powerful conjunction with Pluto. If you missed my video for the new moon in Pisces, you probably definitely want to check that out because I talked a lot about that aspect and that dynamic in that video, and the one for yesterday as well. But that's what I'm saying. Like at this point in time, things may seem a bit uncertain and it may feel like we're sort of like waiting for those cards to fall to like see how things land. But we need to fear not, because we have the sun in the conjunction with Jupiter, and that should really be inspiring a sense of optimism, hope, and faith in whatever is going on for us this weekend. And Venus and Mars are preparing to move into Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign which just generally rules the future, but even more so at this point in time, considering we are on this trajectory into the age of Aquarius. These Aquarian frequencies are holding a more significant relevance at this point in time. And with Venus and Mars, after their Pluto saga has been complete, that has been building really all year since we began our new moon in Aries this year. And now we are in our last month of that astrological lunar year, headed towards the new moon in Aries, and Venus and Mars, having just conjuncted Pluto, created this internal energetic shift, are now about to move into Aquarius too, which means we're taking this with us into the future, and we're really about to start integrating it into our lives, into our experiences. Like, what we've gained through this process is what is going to be carrying us forward into the future. And remember, we have Saturn in Aquarius right now as well, talking about the foundations that we are laying to take us forward. We also have Mercury in Aquarius right now as well, talking about our thoughts, our mind, our cognition, what is going on with the mental energy within us really being in alignment with this future path as well. So we are on the brink of really starting to embody and move in this new direction. But this weekend, and it's really beautiful too. Like, I feel like this aspect with Jupiter is like that last push, that last little push of divine support that we needed in order to truly cross this bridge as we are waiting for Venus and Mars to enter into Aquarius on Sunday. Friday and Saturday, we have the sun in a conjunction with Jupiter. And again, this is another 2-day aspect, because this would normally be a 1-day aspect. The sun would come, hit Jupiter, and then move on. But just because of the way it's working out, Jupiter is simultaneously about to change degrees and advance to the next degree, while the sun is also moving to that next degree as well. So we will have Jupiter and the sun at 16 degrees today, or 15 degrees today. That is where they're at. And then tomorrow we will be looking at them on Saturday at 16 degrees. So that being said, let's talk about 15 degrees. Let's talk about the general Sabian symbol layout that we have going on for today. Now, again, we have been in this more war, battle, military, political themed energy over the past week or so, and especially that new moon in Pisces symbolically was referencing a lot of these same themes, same ideas. Well, we also have some of this present, some of this going on today. We have the sun and the Jupiter conjunction occurring at 15 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is an officer drilling his men in simulated attacks. So there could be a lot of hype and this is expansion. This is the sun in Jupiter. This is our consciousness, and this is what is being expanded. In the sign of Pisces, though, which also rules projections and narratives and fantasies and illusions. And this degree itself is very a little bit evasive on the surface as well, talking about, a simulated attack. This is something that is being presented and acted upon as though it were the real thing, is a drill, as a preparation. However, it is not actually as it appears. And so there could be, just because of the symbolism that's in play in Jupiter, this expansion happening in the sign of Pisces, there could be a lot of emphasis on, these battle themes, stuff like that. But we really need to be careful. And anywhere, we may feel as though we're under attack in some type of way personally in our personal lives. But wherever this is going on, we need to be really careful about attaching our emotions or putting our faith in that specific projection or idea, because just because of the simulated nature of this degree and of this energetic, and also being the sign of Pisces as well, things are not as they appear right now in terms of this more warlike attack, battle, what is being presented to us energy. So just something to keep in mind. Things just may not necessarily be as they appear at the moment. Along those lines, generally, in our personal lives, if we feel that we are at battle with something or under attack personally in some type of way, or generally, on the collective world stage, anything unfolding like that, we just need to be very weary of what we are witnessing and whether or not it is actually a legitimate thing, or it is just doing something to play a role in some type of way for some other reason. I don't know. But just wanted to throw that out there, because there's just a lot of like coincidences in terms of the way that these energetics and symbols are playing out, and it just makes me think in that way, sort of, especially with this expansive energy at this degree. So there's that. We also have the Earth today, 15 degrees of Virgo, always in polar opposition to the sun, at a fine lace ornamental handkerchief. So this makes me feel like things are a little bit delicate right now. Whatever we've been going through, whatever we've been navigating, whatever we've been surrendering to, or whatever we've been sort of fighting against, or, you know, as we're waiting perhaps for these cards to fall, to see the final outcome, to see how things go, we may feel like things are just a little bit delicate right now. Like we're sort of on our tiptoes, like walking on eggshells a little bit, sort of like just waiting to see what happens and not really wanting to do anything to disrupt the peace, maybe in any type of a way, with this being the position of things on the ground today. So that's interesting. We also have, as I said, that Venus-Mars conjunction happening at 29 Capricorn, a woman reading tea leaves, waiting to see how things play out. Also, Jupiter in the sun in the sign of Pisces. This is like very, 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 very psychic energy, you guys. This is like the heights of spiritual connection, being able to receive divine inspiration, especially with Neptune in such close proximity at 23 degrees of Pisces right now, a materializing medium giving a seance. Like there is a huge intuitive ability to connect right now, to use it, be guided by our intuition, intuitive hunches, intuitive urges, like receiving, you know, signs, synchronicities, like just really being in alignment with our higher selves, higher power, and receiving spiritual guidance right now. Very, very supported. It's like an open channel. The veil is very thin right now in this energy as we have this going on around. And we also have Neptune in a loose, well, it's not even that loose anymore, a trine with the South Node in Scorpio. This is also very psychic energy that actually helps us to release things that we've been holding negative psychic attachments to from the past. So very, very healing spiritual energy today, I guess, would be the bottom line of our vibes that we have going on Friday, especially with that moon in the conjunction to Chiron, the sun in the conjunction to Jupiter, and Venus and Mars moving out of exact conjunction with Pluto. Really, really strong healing energy today, healing vibes today from that spiritual place. Miracles are very much possible still in this energy too, you guys. You know, we really need to be open to the possibilities of anything can happen right now. And we are still in this year of lost opportunities regained. So we need to keep a very positive mindset and attitude at this point in time. And universe is really trying to help us out and assist us with that by blessing us with this beautiful 2-day aspect while we are waiting for Venus and Mars to move out of Capricorn, finish their transit through Capricorn together, and enter the sign of Aquarius on Sunday. Now let's talk about the energy that we have going on for Saturday, March 5th. This will be day 2 of our Sun-Jupiter conjunction. The Sun and Jupiter are both moving together to 16 degrees of Pisces on Saturday. On Saturday, we are also going to be having that moon in Aries coming into a conjunction with the Eris point, and also forming a square to Venus and Mars and Pluto in the end of Capricorn. This is like those emojis with the explosion over and over and over again. This is like some bang bang energy that we have going on Saturday, especially with the sun in the conjunction to Jupiter while the moon conjuncts the Eris point. The Eris point, this is the 1 degree in the zodiac that is really like the ultimate in the break the chains energy. When the Eris point is activated, it's about truth for the sake of truth, freedom for the sake of freedom, integrity for the sake of integrity. We're not too worried about like whose feelings we hurt or what gets upset in the process of this need to break away from whatever is binding us out of our like authentic state of truth and freedom of expression, to like align with our emotions and speak our heart and speak our mind. This Eris point energy is really potent in terms of setting us free from things. The Sabian symbol of the Eris point, 21 degrees of Eris, 21 degrees of Aries, where Eris was discovered, is a boxer entering the ring. So when the Eris point is activated, a lot of times we can be sort of like in ready to fight or stand up for what is right, what is true, and what is ours, with this energy and forming the square to Venus, Mars, who are no longer in an exact conjunction with Pluto. They have moved to 30 degrees of Capricorn by Saturday, separating the orb between Pluto and Venus and Mars to 2 degrees. So we are waning out of this energy of the Venus, Mars, and Pluto energy, but with the moon in Aries coming into this square from the Eris point, we're swinging our sword. This is it. It's over. It's done. Anywhere that we have been hung up from detaching ourselves from the things that have been keeping us out of our authentic alignment and our ability to grow in alignment with who we truly are and what we're truly passionate about, what we really desire and what we want to pursue and create. Like, we are swinging that sword, we are swinging that axe. Like, we are done with the nonsense. On Saturday, it's over. And with the sun in the conjunction to Jupiter, we have so much confidence about it. We have so much faith in ourselves. We have so much trust in what we're doing and it being in alignment with this higher divine plan. We feel supported and we are just having faith in the process. We are having confidence in ourselves and our ability to persevere and to move forward, because also remember, we have this new energy that is going on, this integrated divine feminine and divine masculine, this inner sense of wholeness that we may not be truly feeling or experiencing yet, but is actually creating a resonance within us that over time will bring us into contact with this sense of self-empowerment. And this is really being activated on Saturday. We also have the nodes changing degrees, the north and the south node, the future and the past, destiny and karma, the next phase of our growth, what we need to learn next, where we're going, what is our next level in this progression through life. And the south node, this is the past. This is the things we have to let go, we're moving on from, that we're leaving behind, that we're very comfortable with, but that we cannot continue to be attached to because they are hindering us from going through this process of growth. And with the North Node in Taurus right now, this is talking about a process of growth that is very much involved with tapping into our own inner resources, cultivating what we have inside of us to be able to produce and to create something in and of ourselves, in and of our authentic truth that is beautiful and that grows and that blooms and that provides a sense of material support, material stability, financial abundance, beauty, comfort in our actual physical lives. This is what the North Node in Taurus is teaching us over this next year and a half, is a much greater sense of inner resourcefulness and self-reliance and ability to sustain our own selves based on our own resources that we hold within us. And in order for us to go through this growth, in order to tap into this potential and these resources, we have the South Node in Scorpio right now, which is helping us to release any of the deep psychological subconscious attachments that we have had internally to things and then externally to things that have been keeping us out of the recognition of those resources, of the truth of that value, of the truth of that worth that we hold inside of us, so that we can do this Taurus North Node thing moving forward over this next year and a half, when it really is going to behoove us and actually make our lives a lot easier and a lot better if we can be more self-reliant in various ways, in just the way that we are living and doing our lives. But with the nodes of the moon being activated, this is triggering and letting us know that this is fated energy, this is destined energy, this is things lining up to push us in that new direction and put us in a situation where we are forced to go through this process where we can release and let go of these things that are hindering our development and our growth going forward. And it's all about growth right now. With Jupiter and the Sun together, this is all about our conscious growth, our conscious expansion, and what that is doing for us on an internal level that is pushing us in this direction towards these North Node and Taurus themes, vibes, situations, so that we can come back into our power and really begin to conceive, to cultivate, to create, to nourish, and to grow our gifts and abilities into things that can be tangible resources for us in this physical world. And the fulfillment that we will receive from that is much greater than, a lot of the situations that we have been in this, like, up until this point in time, as we've been going through this experience. So let's talk about the Sabian symbols. That's basically what we have going on for the aspects, that moon, Eris point, square Venus, Pluto, Mars. there could definitely be a lot of conflicts going on today. There could definitely be a lot of fights going on today, but it's from this place of self-empowerment, self-confidence, self-trust, and just and a level of expansion, a level of expanded awareness. And we are just feeling empowered and making these choices that maybe, and saying these things, and like I've said, like swinging these swords that maybe we have needed to do for a very long period of time, but perhaps haven't been able to because of the circumstances or just our inability to detach within our own psyche, that we are now coming to a point where this is becoming something that we are able to do finally because of all of these shifts and changes that are going on. So on Saturday, we have the sun and Jupiter at 16 degrees of Pisces. This is a much different vibe than what we had going on yesterday when they were at 15 degrees of Pisces about the officer drilling his sergeant or his soldiers and men in a simulated attack. 16 degrees of Pisces, this Sabian symbol is in the quiet of his study. A creative individual experiences the flow of inspiration. And this is very, very, very much like that Sabian symbol is very descriptive of the energy of the sun and Jupiter together in Pisces. This is that flow of inspiration, of awareness, of creativity too. So much creative energy happening in the sign of Pisces, especially with Neptune there as well. Beautiful day, you guys, to like withdraw a little bit and tap into that creative energy, into that creative potential. Because with Venus and Mars together right now, especially about to move, I mean, even being in Capricorn, but about to move into Aquarius too, this is again that very, very strong, powerful manifestation energy that can really help us bring our dreams, Pisces, down into reality, into the physical plane, Capricorn, where Venus and Mars are right now. So this is a very, very, very excellent day on Saturday to really tap into that higher power, meditate, engage in creative activities, whatever we're passionate about, whatever brings us joy, whatever brings us, a sense of inner peace and just like that creative self-expression, that authentic creative self-expression. Really good day for inspiration that can really help us birth something new that can be rewarding and successful going forward. Jupiter, this is luck, this is blessings as well. Really awesome. We also have Mercury at 24 degrees of Aquarius on Saturday. That Sabian symbol is a man turning his back on his passions, teaches deep wisdom from his experiences. This is another degree about sort of like withdrawing perhaps like from the things of the world as much today and really focusing on the wisdom that we have cultivated in alignment with that higher path, with this conscious awareness, with this new understanding. This is us overcoming our ego in a lot of ways and aligning with what we truly know is going to bring us that more fulfilling experience going forward. Maybe tempering out a little bit of those more egoic passions that just cause us to, and like the urges, like the physical urges and stuff like that, and really sort of refining the way that we are thinking about things and what will truly bring us a rewarding experience going forward, especially with Venus and Mars, again, in Capricorn, what we are creating, what we are conceiving, what we are fertilizing within us to bring something into the world going forward that can provide us some type of reward or success or recognition or stability or financial abundance, all of these Capricorn themed things. We also have Venus and Mars moving to 30 degrees of Capricorn on Saturday. This Sabian symbol is a secret meeting of men responsible for world affairs. Again, this can be interpreted a lot of ways, okay? Macrocosm, it might mean one thing, but on the microcosm, this is sort of like Venus and Mars, Jupiter and the sun coming together to help us decide how we're going to recreate our world going forward. What is our world going to look like? We have these pairings, these groupings, these meetings of planets going on that are really helping us to gain this expanded conscious awareness, imprint our true passions and desires onto that invisible, imaginative, spiritual plane of reality through which all creation comes through, is imprinted on the imaginative, spiritual, invisible plane, and then it, infiltrates down and merges with our paradigm and can manifest in divine timing. And that energy is so strong right now, that manifestation potential. And again, this is talking about secret meeting. Like, this is talking about in the quiet of his study. This is us withdrawing into ourselves and coming into recognition of what our soul truly has within it and wants to experience and pursue and create, and the world that we want to live in. As the old world is falling down in a lot of cases. What is this new world going to look like? Venus and Mars together in this meeting today, while the Sun and Jupiter are together also in their meeting today, working together to help us channel this conscious awareness into tangibly birthing something new for us that can carry us forward. Now, another thing, like I said today, we also have the nodes of the moon changing degrees. They are moving from 26 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio to 25 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio. 25 Taurus, where the north node of the moon is right now, a large, well-kept public park. And 25 Scorpio, where the south node of the moon is right now, an X-ray photograph helps with the diagnosis. So now that we have the nodes at this position, there may be some type of image, some type of well-kept public presentation that we are really, really seeing through to the depths of, seeing through as though we were looking at an X-ray photograph. We're really having some X-ray vision over the next few days while the south node is at this degree. And this X-ray vision, coupled with these aspects, the Sun and Jupiter together in Pisces, this massive conscious awareness. Today, the moon in Aries conjunct the Eris point, forming the square, this insane urge to break free from whatever is binding us, restricting us, holding us back from aligning with that authentic truth. In the south node at this degree, the X-ray photograph helps with the diagnosis. I really feel like we're going to be gaining an awareness of the problem or any illusion that we have been operating under that has been keeping us in a state of not being able to expand our mind, release things, and move forward. So with this specific placement now of the South Node, I really do feel like we're going to be coming to some understandings of things, having the fog clear, coming out of confusion, and it's going to help us move forward in a new direction. Also, though, it could be really busting up some of the images, some of the presentations that we have been operating under for, a period of time with just all of these aspects and effects. So pretty powerful day on Saturday for sure. Sun, Jupiter, big, huge day. Moon, Eris point, square, Venus, Mars, Pluto, yeah, it'll be interesting. Okay, let's talk about Sunday for a minute. Sunday, March 6th, 2022. On Sunday, we have Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius, baby. We are moving forward with a new sense of self-empowerment. Now that we have them in the sign of Aquarius, I feel as though we are going to begin perceiving this energetic reintegration, this inner sense of wholeness, this inner sense of self-empowerment that went on this past week with our new moon. Now, of course, this energy is going to be unfolding and activating all cycle long, all Pisces cycle long, but I think that there should be a marked switch in the way that we are perceiving our own self-worth and our own sense of inner self-empowerment when Venus and Mars switch signs into Aquarius on Sunday. We also are having a moon move into Taurus on Sunday. This is, again, Taurus is a sign ruled by Venus, speaking to Venus and Mars and their entrance into Aquarius. And the moon will also be moving towards a conjunction with Uranus, ruling Aquarius. This is, I do feel like, especially because of the moon's presence in Taurus, while we have Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius and the moon moving towards Uranus, I do feel like this energetic activation that occurred with Venus and Mars and Pluto together will start to activate, and we will start to feel it as of Sunday moving into Monday. And I do think with the moon coming to conjunct Uranus now, while Venus and Mars are moving into Aquarius, things are going to start to work themselves out. Remember on Friday, I was talking about sort of waiting to see how the cards fall, like how the pieces, how things land, like what the outcome of this is sort of going to look like. Well, I think by Sunday, heading into Monday, things are going to start to fall into place, and we're going to kind of be getting a better idea of the direction that things are going with, the real direction that things are going with heading forward. Remember, Aquarius is also a fixed sign, and it's not only ruled by Uranus, it's also ruled by Saturn. So on one hand, Aquarius is really this like very eccentric, free-spirited, revolutionary, future-oriented type of vibe. But on the other hand, it is also very steadfast and very certain and very like assured sort of in its direction and its vibration and what it's doing. So as we have this moon coming into conjunction with Uranus, of course, we still have Saturn in Aquarius, and now we have Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius. I do feel like we're going to start feeling more certain about this crazy new path that we are taking moving into the future. Like a sense of sort of like just feeling grounded in it somehow, even though it might seem a little crazy, sort of like the way Aquarius energy works. So let's talk about and that's really like the main aspects that we have going on for Sunday. Not too much happening on Sunday in terms of aspects, although, the sun is still in conjunction with Jupiter. It has just moved out of that exact conjunction, and yeah, that's basically, we have kind of a little bit of a more quiet day on Sunday, although I don't feel that way because Venus and Mars are moving into Aquarius and this moon is in Taurus moving towards Uranus. So I feel like it is quite an energized day that we have going on Sunday. And I do feel like, especially after the Sun-Jupiter conjunction that we have going on, I feel like we're going to be feeling pretty good about the trajectory of things moving forward, even if it looks a lot different than what we had originally imagined. Okay, so let's talk about the Sabian symbols for Sunday. On Sunday, we have the Sun, 17 degrees of Pisces, and Easter promenade, a celebration of rebirth. And with Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius, that is sort of what this feels like to me. I mean, there has been so much like death, rebirth energy going on with the Pluto conjunction and Venus and Mars and everything being so wrapped up in this. And now we have them moving into Aquarius. I do feel like this is somewhat of a rebirth. I guess that's sort of been like what I've been trying to get to in explaining this shift in vibration that I feel like is coming with their entrance into Aquarius. And it's interesting because we also have the Earth on Sunday at 17 degrees of Virgo, always in polar opposition to the sun. This Sabian symbol is a volcanic eruption. So it's a celebration of rebirth, like from the literal ashes of some type of an eruption. So whatever came to a head, you guys, with that Venus, Mars, Pluto, by the time we get to Sunday, I do feel like we are celebrating some type of resurrection or rebirth based in this new feeling that we have going on inside of us, this new sense of inner wholeness, or just this new sense of self-assuredness with the direction that we're heading now, again, even if it is totally different than what we originally had been anticipating. We also have Mercury on Sunday, 25 degrees of Aquarius, a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed. This reminds me of that Sun, Jupiter, Neptune, all in Pisces right now energy that we have. This is, whenever I hear this degree, I think about a metamorphosis and spiritual enlightenment, because it's talking about the right wing more perfectly formed. And to me, the right wing is sort of like a metaphor for the right brain, which is the part of our brain which is capable of connecting to those higher vibrations, higher frequencies, higher experiences in alignment with the more divine energies. And so I feel like, and it's a metamorphosis, it's a transformation. We're talking about a butterfly. And so I feel like when this degree is in effect, especially Mercury ruling our mind, I feel like this is talking about some type of mental transformation that is happening, that is expanding our consciousness, expanding our awareness in some type of way. And that is literally exactly what has been going on with the Sun and Jupiter in Pisces in the conjunction this weekend. We also have Venus and Mars, 1 degree of Aquarius on Sunday, an old Adobe mission, where we are headed now. This realignment, this reintegration, this self-empowerment and alignment with the truth of our heart and our self-worth and our value and the desire to create and to follow our true passions and our true desires and really receive this sense of ultimate fulfillment and these new divine connections coming in. That is another side of this Venus-Mars energy, this very magnetic, attractive energy for helping us to bring in these soulmates, these like twin flame, these soul-based divine union connections, partnerships, pairings, friends that really like help us move towards our growth and that are a reflection of our own frequency, our own vibration, and the unconditional love that we hold in the value that we hold inside of us, which is what this Venus, Pluto, Mars saga is ultimately all about. And this reunification of divine feminine, divine masculine within us is ultimately all about is restoring our heart center, bringing us back to a place where we can vibrate to unconditional love so that we can then create, magnetize, manifest the things in this physical world that are also a reflection of that. And that is how we create the age of Aquarius. That is how we create this new golden age, which is upon us over this next 2,000 years that we are entering into right now. It all has to do with the state of our heart space. And that's why this aspect has been so important, so potent, so difficult as well, because in order to get there, there is a whole lot that needs to be burned away. And that feels awful and terrifying and like the worst. But without that, we can't be purified to a place where we can truly come to this alignment that we need in order to begin magnetizing and manifesting and truly creating the age of Aquarius. And that it is time that on our cosmic clock and our cosmic cycles of all that is our universal cycles, we have hit the hand has hit Aquarius, and that requires self-knowledge, self-empowerment, self-mastery, ability to co-create. And in order to do that, we have to be in this place where we are aligned with the right frequencies, or else we will be creating hell on earth, not heaven on earth. And that is not the trajectory of the universal blueprint at this point in time. So very important, all this stuff going on. But with Venus and Mars at that 1 degree Aquarius and old Adobe mission, whatever we are doing right now will stand the test of time and always stand as a reminder of that true value, what we truly value, and the foundation that all of this is built on, and the experiences that made us into the person who can build that going forward. So we are definitely moving forward on Sunday with a sense of self-empowerment. I really feel like everything that we've experienced, with the new moon in Pisces over this week, leading up through this week, heading into next week, it's going to really be like a whole new week next week. And we're going to be coming at things from just carrying a different vibe about us, basically, and not allowing things perhaps to affect us the way that it used to, and just feeling a lot stronger, more powerful, more resilient, and capable in and of ourselves moving forward through this energy. And things, like I said, I do feel like are about to start falling into place. So that's what I got for the astrology this weekend, you guys. Beautiful energy that we have going on, especially in the context of what we're navigating, what we're going through right now, everything that we've been dealing with, that we've been navigating, and the purpose of it. We're growing through it. We're coming to that point. We're expanding. There could be some really good times going on this weekend. It's a really positive energy, having feeling really good, time to be social. I mean, even though this is in Pisces, a more withdrawn energy about connecting to spirit, connecting to God, connecting to like-minded people. Remember, we also have this very strong soulmate energy going on right now. So there could be some really beautiful connections happening this weekend as well. Now let's talk about the tarot cards for a minute. Tarot time, everybody. Shuffling the deck this morning, asking God, Spirit, Universe, please give me some symbolism to clarify what's going on with the collective, where we're at in this process, where we are heading with things. Got a pretty interesting message that is coming out, but at the end of the day, this whole message really essentially boils down to restoring the balance through a sense of clarity and wisdom that we've gained and seeing things from a different perspective, which has been essentially the overall summary of this whole report. So the first card that we got coming out was the Two of Swords. This is that sort of waiting for the cards to fall energy. It could, we've had Saturn and Mercury in conjunction this week as well. This could be bringing up some very difficult choices that we feel like we need to make right now. And there could be this sense of having to choose a path, having to cut free from one path in order to move down another path, or having just to make a difficult choice in some type of a way. The next card that came out was the Hanged Man. And so, this is requiring some serious thought, and we are looking at things from a different perspective. The card that came out under that was Justice in Reverse, because things have been out of balance. Things have not been fair. We've been doing a disservice to ourselves, perhaps in some type of a way. And that is what we are really considering right now. But the card that came out on the back underneath that on the back of the deck was the Moon in Reverse. This is about gaining clarity, coming out of the shadows, coming out of the illusions, not hiding from things, not running away from things, not evading things. We are gaining some type of an illumination, some type of clarity. The confusion is being lifted, the Sun in conjunction to Jupiter, and it's putting us in this position where we do have to make this choice, but what we are doing is considering it from a different perspective. We're looking at it from a different perspective. And you see this light, this sun behind his head, we are gaining enlightenment about it. And the enlightenment that we are gaining might have something to do with the fact that things have not been balanced. Things have not been at a state where there was an equal, energetic give and take, or they just may not have been fair in some type of way, and there's a need to right and to rectify something. So that's what the cards are saying in terms of, what is going on with the collective in the energy this weekend as a result probably of this Venus, Pluto, Mars, this Mercury and Saturn, this new moon. It's like we are kicking off this cycle, and it is starting with us really, really having to consider a couple of different options, but seeing things from this new perspective, gaining enlightenment, and not wanting to perpetuate in a way that maintains this out of balance energy. And we are gaining this sense of clarity, lack of confusion coming through. Like we are starting to see the light, okay? And it makes sense as well, again, with this very expansive light energy with the Sun in a conjunction to Jupiter this weekend. Okay, guys, now let's grab a synchronicity card. This is going to be a message from, this is going to be a message from God that just gives us a little bit of inspiration or clarity that we might need to know right now. And it's interesting because I just had this card flip over and it just says yes. That is our message from God today. It literally just says yes. So I guess in pertaining to whatever's going on with this Two of Swords and the Hangman right now. And this is also, justice is also about weighing the scales. You know what I mean? So there's this very dualistic energy that's being represented in these cards today, and this definite need to see things from a different perspective as a result of this clarity and stuff that's coming in. But the message from God today, if you were sort of debating or deliberating about something, pondering about something with that Two of Swords energy, the message just says yes. So that's what we got, you guys, for the messages for the weekend, the messages from the stars, the messages from the cards. That's what we got. I hope I was able to provide something for you guys that can give you a little bit of whatever you're needing to help navigate these crazy times and these crazy energies this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I love your feedback. I love hearing from you so much. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a TikTok and Instagram, and a website. If you're interested in any of that, the links will be in the description below. And I'm wishing everybody a beautiful weekend. It should be a really, really good weekend. Be careful with the alcohol again, overindulging. We should practice some self-discipline this weekend. But other than that, really beautiful. And you guys, the answer is yes. So wishing joy and sunshine and light in a very expansive, blessed, hopeful, optimistic, beautiful way to everybody. And come back with me on Monday. I will have a lot more astrology to talk about as we make our way into the age of Aquarius. Have a beautiful day, guys. See you then. Bye.